I did not expect to see that here at all. Hey guys, welcome back. And if it's your first time to the channel, welcome aboard the Seabee Traveler channel. Randy here, and just down the road from Bisbee is a little small place called Lowell. It used to be its own little town, but in 1908 it was annexed into Bisbee. So now it's kind of just a little suburb of Bisbee, Arizona. I also want to check out the center of the universe here in Lowell. And then I think we'll drive down to the Mexico-Arizona border to a small town called Naco. And I think we'll end the day down there. So it's going to be a fun trip today. All right, these are three pretty cool structures. They were concentrators. They would take the crushed ore, the finely crushed ore, put them in there, and then through a chemical process, it would separate the copper from the rock, like a little sediment type process. And you can see that is the lavender pit there. I did a video about that on my Bisbee video, so if you haven't seen that yet, I'll put a link and you can check that video out. These buildings are Erie Street. It was part of the commercial district of Lowell, and we're going to take a walk down there. To me, that's the most interesting part of Lowell. So, and I think that is the most popular place for people to come see as well. And off in the distance, you can see that roundabout. I wanted to take a quick little walk down there and check that out. You can see cemeteries and also a big old stockpile of all the rock that came out of these pits. So let's take a quick drive. I mean, it's going to be real quick. It's only a little quarter-mile strip of the original commercial district. A lot of Lowell housing, some businesses got eaten up by the pit. When they started expanding, they knew that eventually the town was going to be enveloped by the pit, so they offered to move a lot of the homes or pay fair market value. I guess it was about 200 houses they ended up moving. Check this out. This is neat. Yeah, this is probably the most visited part of Lowell. Actually, it's Bisbee. Man, there's even more shops down here. You get pottery, and I saw an old Chevron down here. Yeah, and you can see it's right on the edge of the lavender pit. So that's Erie Street. But let me get turned around. There's some parking right up here, and we'll take a quick little stroll on Erie Street of Lowell, Arizona. All right, well, our first mural of the day welcoming us to Lowell. Don't know what the UFO part of this is. That's interesting. All right, well, what do you say? Let's go take a little stroll. I like this old truck right here. That's really cool to start off with. It's really neat that this little quarter-mile stretch on Erie Street was preserved. It done a good job. It was some business owners, some of the locals, some enthusiasts. They all kind of got together and made this. It's kind of like an outdoor museum. Yeah, they put a lot of effort into restoration to get it back to that 1940s feel. And you have that vibe. I'm just glad that there are still people out there that are into restoring these historic places like this. That's a neat building there. I like how the steel, how they have it riveted together on that beam over the doors and windows. That's cool. Chevy, and even like, look at that, these old cars. They have some of these are privately owned cars that they have lined up out here to help give you the museum feel. Old gas pumps. That one must have been, see, mufflers, so it's probably a garage of some sort. And back then they had a lot of stops for gas and getting vehicles fixed. Check out this little police department, Lowell Police Department. Cool, they have an old car there too. Oh, there's another one off in the background. There's another old car back there by that hill. That's neat. Biker patrol. Wow, look at that. Reminds me of Andy Griffith, Deputy Barney. Oh, hey, I didn't even see that. I promise. Deputy Barney Fife. I swear I didn't see that until uh, Lowell Police Department, Justice of the Peace. And look how close it is to that railroad. I'd imagine when a train went by back in the day, that was pretty loud. It's discontinued now, but yeah. Yeah, it's hard to believe that this town actually had about 6,000 people at its peak. Yeah, 1920. But they also had a trolley that ran from here over to Bisbee to make it easier to get back and forth. That's a neat old shop. Look at that rock, the mortar, those old doors. Looks like the sign said paint shop. I'll check out this old Greyhound up here. Well, looks like it's seen its better days. Old Strayhound, scenic cruiser. Well, I've ridden in buses like that. That was a neat thing to do. Don't know if I want to go across country in a bus though. Wow, and look at this. This has been restored nicely. That really fits this picture. Wow. Some old gas pumps. And I like the old Greyhound, Lowell, Arizona Greyhound. Yeah, that really fits. I'm digging this car. Really like this. Fix flats. Flats fixed. Full service. Get a valve job while you're here. On that sign up above, the Palace Rooms, established 1904. Apartments or something? No life like Lowell life. That's a good picture. I like that. I don't have my camera with me right now though. No life like Lowell life. And that's a nice old Ford too. Indian. I don't know anything about motorcycles, but I know this one looks cool. But a neat little station wagon here. Broken Spoke Saloon. Can't see the glare inside there. Like 3 rows of seats. Ooh, an old Harley or a Harley shop too. They've got some motorcycles in their displays. 1948 flathead. That's what the sign says in there. 1948 U model flathead. Like I said, I don't know anything. Is that what that is? That one looks nice. See another one over here. Let's see. 1958 Duo Glide. I'm trying to get past the glare. See if I can get a better view here. There we go. Yeah, that one's neat. I like that. And then there's another one in the background. Huh. Wow, that is nice. Some more old cars. Oh, Karate. It's closed. Karate Do. Old Sprouse Rights. They have had one of those up in Superior, Arizona. I like that old Chevy. Wow. And right behind it is an old Studebaker. Check that out. Nice patina look on it. Check out that old TV. That brings back some memories. I didn't actually personally see one of those, but man, that looks cool. And then we have over here an old jukebox. Let me see if I can step back. Hat shop, right next to the Sprouse Rights. Check out this old Studebaker. It's got some firewood all ready to cut. It's got a ways to wait to use it. Do not touch. I will not do that, sir. Wow. I've said it before, I like it when the cars like this have the old patina. Got an old Edsel here. This must have been another garage with those big old doors like that. Like a lot of small towns in Arizona, they rerouted the main road and it stopped going through Lowell. So yeah, that was part of the reason that it started to decline. Old taxi there. Snooker, Joker, pool, libations. Old lady pickers. Yeah, they just line these streets with these old cars. Politicians scrape from boots before entering. Oh boy. Another old Ford. Last look at old lady pickers. But just up here is Bisbee Breakfast. And I see a lot of people going in there. It does smell good. But yeah, there's been people coming in and out of there the whole time I've been walking through. Neat little local joint. Like that. Alright, what do we have down at this end of the street? What's this sign say? The Bisbee bus. Oh, must be a bus stop to get into Bisbee. Oh wow, what's in here? Oh, no way. It's an old Let me look in here. It's an old radio station. Wow, take a look at that. Look at all those records. Let me come over here. See if I can get a better look inside. It's so hard with this glass, the glare, but check that out. That old console, reel to reels. Look at that old TV. I don't see any 8 tracks, but I do see a lot of reel to reels in there. Oh, that is so cool. I did not expect to see that here at all. What do we have over here? Nothing, just an alley. We have looks like the City of Bisbee City Hall. I didn't expect to see that here. I'm not sure. Some more of the old buildings. I know there's got to be somebody that has been here back in the day and knew what it was like. I'm always amazed at some of the comments I get on my videos. Like, for instance, on my Fairbank video, there was a board that talked about an ex-Texas Ranger that chased some gang members out of town after a little gunfight, and it turns out that was his great uncle. So it's always interesting to hear from people that knew what these places were like back in the day when the original. Yeah, this one is it's neat. Got a little work to do on that awning up there. Contains lead. That one says 41 cents. I'd go back to the other one if I'm going to fill up. But yeah, that looks nice. It definitely does have that 40s, 50s feel. And I think that's what they were going for when they were renovating this. So kudos to the Lowell Americana project that helped get all this together. And oh yeah, I wanted to show you. Those are those 3 concentrator structures that we saw earlier. And like I said, we're right on the edge of the lavender pit. A big hole in the ground. See if I can squeeze through, get you a better view. Now, they have another lookout that you can go to and check that out. Get a better viewpoint from over there. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for our little walk down Erie Street in Lowell. I wanted to get over to the roundabout, and so they call it the center of the universe. So I thought we might take a quick little walk and see what that's all about. See, told you, really quick walk. Let's see, so this is the north side of the center of the universe. I like how they have those trees in a circular pattern around what looks to be like a Christmas tree. I bet this is pretty neat at night and during Christmas. I don't know, I wonder if they have the lights on at night all throughout the year. There's your east marker. Lots of ocotillos and other desert vegetation.
Leave the lights on and the door unlocked. If you drop on by, you don't have to knock. We're happy to share whatever we've got.
So here you go, center of the universe. A little door here, maybe that takes you straight down to China. I don't know. It's locked. Maybe the security guard is out to lunch or something. I don't see a sign. Back in 20 minutes. But, yep, center of the universe. My sisters used to always tell me when I was younger that I thought I was the center of the universe. But here you go. I am the center of the universe right this second. Well, I need to head back to the truck so we can get going. Got to hit the road. I'm kind of interested to see what the old border town of Naco is like. Well, nice little visit, Lowell. It's a neat little outdoor museum, and yeah, I recommend coming down. And it's only about 5 minutes from Bisbee, so if you're in Bisbee, checking that out, make sure you stop by Lowell. It's a neat little place. All right, here we go, on our way to Naco. It's only about a 15-minute drive. It's not that far. In fact, that mountain you see in the background, that is actually in Mexico. But it's a neat little border town. Thought we'd check it out. And then there's also some history. Even though I know it's not open now, but there's a Camp Naco that was used. It was for Buffalo soldiers back in World War One. So I thought that'd be kind of neat to stop by and just check out, see how the renovations are going. Because I will have to make another trip when they get that open. So from what I saw, looks like it's going to be a really nice place when they're done. But before we do that, I wanted to go just kind of drive down, check out the border, the wall, and then there's an old part of town right at the border checkpoint that I wanted to take a quick look at. If you had to guess where the oldest continuously run golf course in Arizona was, I bet you wouldn't have guessed it was in Naco. I didn't know that. Yeah, it was the first to turn 100 years old. The name of the golf course is Turquoise Valley Golf Course. I don't care what it is, running something for 100 years continuously, that's quite an accomplishment. And also, back in 1929, there was a guy named Patrick Murphy. He was an aviator that had his own biplane. He used it to perform tricks, stuff like that. But there was some fighting going on down in Mexico. So he wanted to help the rebels, and he offered to make some homemade bombs and then drop them on some federal positions. So they agreed to it, and they promised him a reward. But unfortunately, 3 of his bombs inadvertently landed on the Arizona side of the border, and it hit a couple of the buildings in Naco. So that means Naco has the distinction of being the first and only instance where a small town, or a town in the continental United States, that is, was bombed by aircraft working for a foreign power. So there you go, a couple little tidbits of history for Naco, Arizona. Well, the wall's coming into view. Kind of see it off in the distance just a little bit. Well, that's kind of neat. You can see right there, it's turns into a double wall. So there's two rows of that wall. That's interesting. It's a big old metal fence or wall. That thing's pretty tall too. Here's a trailer sitting on the left. It gives you a little perspective of how tall the wall really is. And I see on the inside there's barbed wire. Oh, and there's a gate to get in, so they can quick access if they find somebody maybe trying to get across. That's interesting. Well, we're gonna make a turn here and make our way over to the old checkpoint. Well, this is neat. I was just more interested in what the checkpoint or the border crossing looked like. I didn't expect to see these older buildings like this. All right, well, we're gonna get up here, park, take a little bit of a walk, stretch my legs some, check out these old buildings. Check out that old adobe showing through. Irma's Grocery, Carnation Ice Cream. It's a newer block wall. I wonder what was in between these two buildings. I kind of like that sign up there. That's cool. Looks like two horses. And there's a bar down at the end. That bar looks like it's open. Wonder what that building was with the cool sign. Let's see across the street. These look, well, the one building looks like it's occupied. It's got like adobe bell-shaped shelves up there. And that old building next to it might have been an old store or something like that. What do we have down here? There's more parking. I wonder if that blue building is the epicenter for the Sobaquero tortilla. Almost said taco. And then straight ahead is the border station. Now, I wonder if that's the original, because the original building built in 1937. It's still standing, but they use it for office spaces. So I wonder if this is that building, and that one towards the back is the newer building they built. It's interesting. I like this old building too. I like all the detail and the dentals just above or just below the doors and windows. That looks cool. It's built into the brick too. I like how they have that window at the very corner. Well, it's cracking pretty good there, so hopefully they'll get that fixed. I don't want it falling apart. And I like how this side of that building is painted white. Yeah, it's painted white over here, and then all the other sides, it's that brown color. I wonder if it's like that on purpose. That door has not been used in a while. Doesn't look like. All right, well, I think it's time to head back and head over to Camp Naco. Yeah, that border station building right there, I think that's the original one. It was a Pueblo style built in 1937, and it was actually entered into the National Register of Historic Places. But that's the only one I could see that could be. But this was a neat little stop. I'm glad we got to check out some of these old buildings. I always like looking at how they were built. In early 1900s, it's about when these were built. So we're gonna head over to Camp Naco, which was it was built down here. There were a string of army bases, posts really, that were strung along the Arizona-Mexico border, partly because of some of the Pancho Villa raid that was in New Mexico, and also there was a lot of like civil unrest down in Mexico, and they didn't want it to spill over into the United States. The Buffalo soldiers that were at this camp here, they were mainly stationed at Fort Huachuca, about 35 miles away. Then they'd rotate in and out of here. Wow, it really looks like they've got a lot of restoration done, and you can see the fence around it. Like some old structures straight ahead of us. Look at this. Yeah, they've got quite a bit of stuff working. It's an active construction site. But yeah, in 2018, Bisbee purchased the land and they sturdied up the foundations so that they can be worked on, and they're going to preserve this camp. So it's been a long time. They've been trying to get this going, like 20 years or something like that. They've been trying to get it going. And it looks like it's finally starting to pay dividends. Let's see here. Camp Naco, Arizona's cornerstone of Buffalo Soldier history. I see a couple storyboards on the other side of this fence. See if I can just read these. Buffalo Soldiers. Yeah, it was a temporary camp for a while, and they lived in a bivouac, stuff like that. And then they've made some more permanent structures a little later on. 1911 to 1923. See, there's a picture in the middle. I've seen a picture before. See if I can't dig that up. And these were the soldiers' quarters, parade grounds. It's a pretty big place, looked like. But I wonder if those were like the chow halls, maybe some barracks in there. White puffy clouds in the background. It's a beautiful day today. A little warm, but man. And just across the street, I saw these. Looks like they're part of the renovation, but they're separate housing, so maybe officers' quarters over here. Look at that, there's a porch. Nice breeze blowing through there, probably nice and cool. Quite a few windows in there. Yeah, I wonder what those were. My guess is they were some higher ups, officers' quarters. There's another one down here I wanted to check out. Looks like about the same thing, maybe a little bit bigger. No, it's the same. It's the exact same. Oh, hey, check that mountain up in the background up there. The top of the mountain. That is on the Mexico side. That mountain's in Mexico. Looks like a fire starting up in the trees. Wow, that is neat. Huh, it doesn't seem to be spreading, and I don't see any flames, so I'm not 100% sure what that is. Huh, well. Anyways, here's the other, some more views of that these houses. Wow. Yeah, I don't see that is spreading at all. Well, this has been fun. Got to check out Naco, Lowell. We've been to the center of the universe. So, all in all, it's been a good day. But if you haven't already, I'd like to remind you to reach down, click that like button, subscribe if you haven't. That and sharing really helps the channel grow and lets me get out and do more stuff like this. So I'm going to sign off, and just remember, never say goodbye, always see you later.